The three University of Hawaii neighbor island campuses, Maui College, Kauai Community College, and Kauai Community College, formed a three-campus consortium, with Maui College as the lead to compete for a grant award. In preparing the grant application, the three consortium colleges reached out to their community partners to determine what skills and training were in demand on each island. On Kauai, we received input from county government, the hospitality industry, the business community, the Workforce Investment Board, and the Chamber of Commerce. These entities helped us identify a need for workers skilled in business occupations, including accounting, payroll, tax preparation, customer service, and business management. Skilled technicians to service the growing percentage of electric and hybrid electric vehicles on the island. Trained workers in all forms of sustainability, including energy, water and wastewater management, green construction, and agriculture. Practitioners skilled in Geographic Information System, also known as GIS. The consortium's grant application was built around these core programs, and in September, following a nationwide competition, the consortium was awarded $12.6 million. Kauai Community College received $3.5 million. We used these funds to increase our capacity to offer programs and training to meet local demands for skilled workers, to fill high-wage, high-skill occupations, to improve campus infrastructure, and to provide services to ensure student success. Our initial steps included hiring staff to manage the grant and to work with KCC administration, faculty, and our community partners. We developed certificate and degree programs that would meet identified local needs. To clarify the terminology and statistics used in this program, the grant period was from September 2012 through September 2016. Grant-sponsored means grant funds were utilized for the development of new curriculum, the salary of the instructor to present the new course, or purchase of supplies and equipment for that course. To be counted in this report for DOL, students had to be enrolled in a grant-sponsored course by September 2015, and they had to complete the certificate program by June 2016. Students who were already employed in any occupation, full-time or part-time, who went on to gain employment in a field related to the training they received could not be counted. Instruction began in September 2013. Grant funding did not pay any student tuition. Here's how KCC used its $3.5 million to meet the goals of the grant. KCC's community partners in business and government told us they needed employees with skills in tax and payroll preparation, QuickBooks and electric calculating, business mathematics, and customer service. They said they valued workers with business sense, a strong work ethic, and an entrepreneurial spirit. Based on business community input, our talented KCC instructors developed 3 new certificate programs: Tax Preparer, Payroll Preparer, and Business Entrepreneur. This built on the 2 existing KCC certificates, Office Assistant and Accounting Assistant. Upon completion of the grant, the certificates were adopted permanently by KCC to create an accredited, sustainable program. All of the certificates required students to undertake a work-study internship.
Our students have been placed in CPA firms, in bookkeeping firms, tax preparation businesses, as well as small entrepreneurial businesses.
The grant staff and KCC instructors worked with private industry and government to secure 46 internships. The grant invested $48,000 in the KCC business program, purchasing laptops, electronic calculators, the most recent software, desks and chairs, and printers. This equipment helped train grant-sponsored students and will serve KCC students into the future.
Whitney was the student we hired. From the first time that we met and we sat down and talked, I could tell that she was someone that was going to work really well with our team. She had the education and she had a bit of experience, and she just fit in really well.
Over the course of 4 semesters, 358 students took a grant-sponsored business course. 150 of those students took additional grant-sponsored courses in pursuit of accounting or business certificates. 36 students earned 63 certificates. The real payoff, however, was seeing students become employed using the skills they learned through the grant-sponsored programs. 30 students used certificates they earned and the training they received to secure high-wage, high-demand employment here on Kauai with private industry and government. The 3 new grant-sponsored business certificates filled a critical employment niche. Our programs continue to provide greater career options, higher-paying employment opportunities, with enhanced degree programs at Kauai Community College. Hawaii has some of the highest gas prices in the nation. It's no wonder that Hawaii also has the highest percentage of hybrid and electric vehicles in the nation per capita. Our community partners told us that there was a shortage of technicians to service these vehicles. Kauai Community College had a robust automotive program that led to certificates and degrees, but it did not provide a course of study in hybrid vehicles or a shop area where this new technology could be safely taught. However, Kauai Community College had Gordon Talbo. He's a factory-trained instructor who recognized that HEV is the wave of the future. An unused former machine shop was identified by KCC Chancellor Helen Cox as the location for the HEV lab. The renovation of the HEV lab was supported by $150,000 of grant funds. Gordon led the renovation to create the home of the HEV program, including high-voltage training equipment, vehicle work area, and classroom space. Gordon also secured $200,000 in donations from business partners in the community for both vehicles and program funds. The grant supported another $165,000 in equipment and supplies, including gloves, vehicle lifts, cutaway engine trainers, transmissions, voltage meters, battery storage carts, a new Toyota Prius, and much more. Gordon developed the HEV curriculum and new academic certificates for students to earn. Part of the attraction was that training be fast-tracked, which led to the program semesters being condensed to 8 weeks. The required internships that were built into the program were another powerful draw for students.
We have students come in the morning, they'll work from 7:30 till 10:30 or 11, and then they'll go ahead and go back over to school, which is, literally right across the street. But what that allows the student to do and what benefits us and it helps the student is they can actually earn while they learn. They can actually earn some money, for 4 or 5 hours a day and then go get their schooling done at Kauai Community College.
On the mainland, they're doing a lot of electric vehicle training, but not in the islands. And so we're the only one on Kauai and the only one in the state that actually doing this type of training.
But the idea wasn't just to provide training. It was to provide training so students could obtain high-paying, skilled employment. The program directly led to students being placed at the following employers: Budget, Aloha Kia, Island Cars, Garden Island Auto Repair, and A&E Equipment Repair. The DOL grant and partnerships with community businesses have enabled KCC to be responsive to the needs of the island and supply high-skilled technicians to the local automotive industry. Kauai is one of the most beautiful places in the world, with unsurpassed scenic vistas, world-class sunsets, miles of beaches, lush vegetation, sunshine, and gentle tropical breezes. But paradise has its price. We import 90% of our food and 80% of our energy. The cost of living is one of the highest in the nation. And even though we're home to Mount Waialeale, one of the wettest spots on Earth, drought is an ever-present danger. To find a balance between maintaining the beauty of our island and addressing the issues that Kauai's people face, our business and government partners told us there was a need for workers, supervisors, and leaders educated in the science of sustainability. Energy, water management, green construction, and agriculture all required highly skilled individuals who understood the importance of building sustainability into Kauai's future. Kauai Community College, eager to address the needs of our island, faced two problems. No certificate or degree programs existed that provided instruction in sustainability science, and we had no physical space available to instruct a new intensive certificate program that required both a classroom for lecture and a laboratory for hands-on training. Grant staff worked both of these problems simultaneously. An instructor was hired to develop the course that would become the core of KCC's sustainability program.
The grant was really critical to developing this building and giving us the tools so that we can offer high quality classes to our students. It was really good because I was able to come in and develop the curriculum, talk with people, see what is already offered within the University of Hawaii system, what we could use from other schools, and what we could develop here to suit the new needs of Kauai specifically.
This year-long process required creating curriculum, review by our community partners, faculty and administration, and finally, approval by the UH Board of Regents. 2 new sustainability certificates were created. The first, a 12-credit certificate of competence focused on energy, agriculture, sustainable building design, and water management. The second, a 27-credit Certificate of Achievement, incorporated biological science and chemistry. Both certificates prepared students for employment as water management specialists, hydroponics, aquaponics technicians, construction workers, alternative energy specialists, wastewater technicians, and business entrepreneurs. For those students wishing to continue their education, the certificates were fully transferable to UH Maui College and could be applied toward a bachelor's degree in sustainable science management. While the academic portion of the sustainability program was being developed, grant staff worked with KCC administration to find a home for the project. An unused carport close to ongoing agricultural training, green construction projects, and water management classes was identified as the perfect location. Utilizing $550,000 in grant funding, the carport was renovated into a state-of-the-art classroom and laboratory. In 4 semesters of instruction, 35 students have enrolled in sustainability classes and 4 have earned certificates. Several students have gained employment in fields related to sustainability, and others have transferred to Maui College to continue their sustainability studies. The new sustainability courses gain popularity each semester as more students learn of the exciting academic and career opportunities presented by the KCC Sustainability Program. A Geographic Information System, or GIS, captures and presents all types of spatial or geographical data. On Kauai, GIS data can be used to understand spatial and geographic relationships, patterns, and trends, including mapping invasive species, beach and shoreline erosion, and agriculture. Labor market data statewide revealed a shortage of technicians skilled in geographic information systems. Projections showed over the next several years there would be a 35% increase in demand for individuals with these skills to address issues in government, planning, conservation, natural resource usage, and wildlife management. DOL expected that curricula developed through this grant would use innovative teaching techniques and be shared by all three campuses. Accordingly, the three colleges partnered to develop a GIS certificate program that utilized a common curriculum, distance learning techniques, and shared instructors. KCC hired a highly skilled local GIS professional to develop and instruct our program. $12,500 in grant funds was utilized to supply laptop computers, GPS units, software licenses, and storage. The GIS program was designed to accommodate students who had full-time jobs. Students came from county government, Kauai Coffee, local seed companies, and the Kauai Invasive Species Committee. Courses were available through the college's interactive television system. Instructors also provided one-on-one assistance. The classes were fast-tracked, meaning instruction was compressed so working students could earn a GIS certificate by successfully completing 2 8-week courses. The first course, an introduction to GIS, focused on the mechanics of GIS data collection and mapping technology. This was followed by an advanced course that required students to complete a GIS mapping project that focused on a real-world issue. The choice of project was the students'. Because students were all working professionals, they focused on projects directly related to their work or on important local issues. The projects demonstrated the versatility of GIS and its application to all aspects of life in Kauai. Both of the GIS courses in the certificate program were taught over 4 semesters. At KCC, 15 students took these courses, 11 of whom earned certificates. Both classes were underwritten by employers. As a result, many of the students have utilized their newly acquired skill in GIS to benefit their current employment. One student translated the certificate she earned into a new job that required skills in GIS. Another has utilized his new GIS skills to enhance his project on beach erosion with the State Department of Land and Natural Resources. The grant-sponsored GIS program has been adopted at KCC. A non-credit version sponsored by major agricultural companies has been tailored through the Campus Office of Continuing Education for working professionals whose employment requires GIS skills, showing a bright future for the continuation of this program at KCC. DOL expected grantees to provide innovative student services. Transcript evaluation services were added to reduce tuition costs and shorten the time required to obtain certificates and degrees. KCC wanted to ensure students did not have to repeat classes they took at other institutions. So a grant-sponsored transcript evaluator was placed in the registrar's office to optimize student transcript review, especially for those transferring in from mainland and international colleges. Over the course of 2 years, our grant-funded transcript evaluator reviewed the prior college transcripts of 649 students. 5,742 courses were evaluated, with credit being awarded for 3,598 courses that were equivalent to courses offered at KCC. Employer outreach was another initiative to get the word out about the new grant-sponsored programs available at KCC. A grant-funded outreach coordinator made in-person visits to 320 employers on the island to solicit input into our new programs and to encourage them to support their employees in obtaining new skills. As the grant progressed, our outreach coordinator worked to place students in internships and assist them in securing employment. Per capita, Kauai has the largest percentage of veterans in the state. At KCC, veterans, or students using veterans benefits, constitute 10% of the student population. DOL targeted veterans for both academic and student support services, so it made sense to develop a comprehensive Veterans Assistance Program. We hired a veterans coordinator to ensure that veterans were being given priority registration and that their educational benefits were being delivered promptly.
If you ever have any questions about any benefits and that you're not familiar with or not sure how to use, we always have a nice good grouping of resources and a lot of information and brochures that can help you kind of fully capture your benefits that you're entitled to as a veteran.
The Veterans Coordinator worked with KCC staff to ensure that veterans received college credit for the training they received in the military. 20 veterans have received credit for their military training under the grant-sponsored Veterans Program, and several hundred military training courses have been certified for college credit at KCC. One of the main achievements of the grant-sponsored Veterans Program was the establishment of a Veterans Support Center in an office designated by Chancellor Cox. The office space was badly in need of renovation, but neither the grant nor the college could provide funds for renovation, so the Veterans Coordinator turned to the community. The Hanalei Rotary answered the call and gutted, cleaned, and painted this space. Likewise, the Poipu Rotary donated cash to purchase amenities not permitted by the grant. The labor and donations from the community have created a location that is the focal point of the Veterans Program at KCC. Our hugely successful Veterans Program features a comprehensive website that provides potential new student veterans with information on registering for college and obtaining their educational benefits. It also provides checklists to guide veterans through the 34 individual steps required to obtain those benefits.
And my goal here at the Veterans Center is to let veterans know that we are here to answer questions, to make them feel comfortable in a smooth transition into an educational field.
The concept of veterans helping veterans has been a significant factor in the success of the KCC Veterans Program. Grant staff do continual outreach to active duty and reserve units on Kauai to recruit new students to KCC. 15 veterans have enrolled at KCC as a direct result of our coordinators' outreach to veterans. One of DOL's expectations of the 3 campuses in the consortium was that the grant assist adults, veterans, and the underemployed in obtaining certificates and degrees by utilizing learning and training they had obtained through life experience, the military, or non-collegiate education. This would reduce the time required to obtain college credit, lower tuition costs to students, and ensure that they rapidly return to the workforce. The consortium of the 3 community colleges undertook an initiative to implement a prior learning assessment program. To move the process forward, KCC hired a PLA coordinator and wrote the first comprehensive PLA policy to be passed and implemented in the UH system. The process consisted of 3 methods by which students could gain college credit: taking an instructor-designed exam, taking a nationally recognized standard equivalency exam, or applying for college credit for education received through non-collegiate training. Once the program was in place, the KCC PLA coordinator began outreach to community groups and veterans on the benefits of PLA and training for faculty and academic counseling staff. The coordinator also oversaw the development of an easy-to-access website that included an instructional video on how to apply for PLA. Training materials developed at KCC were distributed for reference system-wide. At KCC, counselors and instructors actively promote PLA as a method for students, and especially for working adults and veterans, to cut costs of completing their education and get degrees faster.
I know of a student who was in the Air Force prior. He had a lot of training in electronics. We were able to use that training and give him credit for first level electronics courses. So he was able to complete his degree without having to repeat the information that he already got or came to the college with. Yeah.
The leadership role provided by grant personnel at KCC, working in conjunction with administrators, faculty, and staff, resulted in the development of a comprehensive prior learning assessment program that has become the model for all 7 community colleges in the University of Hawaii system.
I have students in my classes that are actually working in industry now, and they have all these years of experience, but they don't have a degree. And since we're just starting with prior learning assessment, or PLA, it's now just becoming an opportunity for them to shorten their track to get their degree.
The end result continues to benefit students by allowing them to utilize their prior knowledge to earn college credit and obtain certificates and degrees faster and at less expense. College credit and certificates and degrees already granted in the short time since adoption of the new policy. 50 non-collegiate sponsored education credits in carpentry were granted to a student who completed training via the Carpenters Union and had years of experience in the field, giving him a tremendous head start toward degree status. 6 students received PLA credit in GIS that allowed them to move directly to advanced training and earn a certificate. Numerous applications for credit by exam have been submitted with credit to date granted for language, business, science, and health courses. Non-collegiate sponsored education PLA credit has been granted for health, physical education and recreation, electronics, and blueprint reading courses, with applications currently pending. PLA has become a win-win program for the university system, the students, and the state of Hawaii. The DOL grant leaves a lasting legacy at KCC. The direct efforts by grant staff, utilizing grant funding and working with KCC staff resulted in 9 new certificates in business, automotive, sustainability, and GIS. 2 unused and badly deteriorated spaces renovated into state-of-the-art classroom and laboratory facilities. Over $262,000 in equipment and supplies obtained to support these new programs. In only 4 semesters, 546 students enrolled in grant-sponsored courses, earning 127 new certificates. 42 students went on to high-wage, high-demand employment directly related to their grant-sponsored training. The establishment of a comprehensive veterans program and the creation of a Veterans Support Center. The development of prior learning assessment procedures by grant staff that have become the model for the entire UH Community College system. The academic programs, equipment purchases, infrastructure improvements, and enhanced student services that the Department of Labor grant made possible will serve Kauai Community College well into the future. They will continue to produce highly trained students ready to enter the workforce in high-paying, high-demand occupations.